Welcome back to my kitchen. Today's story takes me back to almost 10 years, to the famous brunch at sea, one of the most demanding yet unforgettable events we ever hosted on board. Brunch wasn't just another service, it was a showpiece, a way for the food and beverage team to impress. It usually took place on a sea day towards the end of the cruise, when the guests had already experienced so much. And this was our final chance to wow them. For the guests, it was effortless. They simply walked into the dining room and were greeted by towers of shrimp, carvings of fruit and ice, displays of French cheeses, fresh breads, decadent desserts, and among all of it, the humble frittata. The preparation began the night before. The main restaurant, which seated more than 1,000 guests, had to be completely transformed. We removed chairs, rearranged tables, and created space for the buffet stations. Everyone was involved: waiters, assistant waiters, supervisors. No one was spared. We worked late into the night, side by side, sometimes exhausted, but always with that quiet understanding that tomorrow it all had to look perfect. The next morning we were back by 7:30, uniforms crisp and coffee in hand. The chefs began rolling out the displays, and little by little the dining room was transformed. By the time the doors opened at 9:30, it no longer looked like a restaurant. It looked like a grand hall of food, almost too beautiful to touch. I'll never forget the look on the guests' faces as they walked in. The gasps, the photos, the excitement. For them, it was magic. For us, it was hours of hard work finally paying off. Brunch would run until 1 in the afternoon, but our job wasn't done then. We stayed until 2, breaking everything down, restoring the restaurant to its original state, setting it back up again for formal dinner that same night. No one could have guessed what had happened there just hours before. For me, brunch at sea always carried a mix of exhaustion and pride. We were tired, of course, but also proud of what we had created. And I had a little ritual. Somewhere in the middle of the chaos, I'd save myself one small piece of frittata. Just one. I'd hide away and eat it quickly during a short break, before heading into the next round of service. That little bite meant everything. It was my pause, my reward, my moment of calm before the service of the formal evening began. Brunch was one of those days when the entire food and beverage department come together. Bakers, butchers, chefs, waiters, supervisors, everyone had a role. And without one another, it wouldn't have worked. Yes, it was stressful. Yes, it was long. But it was also a moment of unity. We were part of something bigger, creating an experience that guests would remember long after their cruise ended. Now, every time I make it, I'm taken back to those brunches at sea, to the long nights of preparation, the smiles of the guests, the pride of the team, and that secret slice of frittata that carried me through. It wasn't just food, it was a memory, one I'll never forget.